Okay guys, we've got a scrap deck profile here for you today, so I'm just going to quickly run through it. Triple Chimera, pretty standard. Open up around 4 plays, you drop into it, it's the instant scrap dragon, beast in graveyard. Triple beast, again, standard deck. Double goblin. Don't think you need 3 of these. Unless you want to do the rank 7 plays, or level 7 plays, even I don't really go into level 7 plays, it's just there as store cards because it's quite hard to get over. Double golem. Not running the 3, I usually have problems opening hands, and they're not really that useful in hand unless you draw the redox and you discard them. So I think if you run it with 3, you've got more chance of opening hands, which means it's less useful when you special off the scrap factories. One Orthros would be running 2, but I think it clogs a bit too much, and you do need the face-up scrap to actually use it, use its full potential. And again, if the whole thing with scraps is if you don't get your normal summon off, then you're in a pretty bad way, so just a win for them. The one Scrap Shark, it's the 2-card first turn scrap to win. You play this and then you play the Scrap Factory. It's just a nice card, it's just got this way of milling the scraps through the deck, giving you more targets for the Chimeras and the scrap golems. Double Maxi, it's just too good this format. It puts a lot of pressure on the opponent's players, especially in decks like the Madolchi players, to some extent the Illusion players, especially Mermails as well. Light Swans, which are now picking up, which is a really good pressure card. Plus, for the slower decks which don't use special as much, it's also good straight away fodder for Redox. Of course, we have Redox itself. Like I say, it's good at getting rid of dead cards in hand, especially like cards like the Golem or the Maxis. It's good to make Star Eater, it's good for reborning your big monsters like Scrap Dragon and Scrap Twin. Go on to spells. Double Scrapyard. I feel 3's a bit of an overkill on it. You really need to search the Orthros. Just the ones, and then once it's in graveyard, you can pretty much do all your shenanigans from there. Triple Scrap Factory, standard, it's just an amazing field card, it opens up so many plays. The attack boost is insane with it as well. I mean, that 200 attack really makes a big difference to 3k Scrap Dragon. Triple MST, just pure because there's so much back row in the current method right now. And like I said, with scraps, you need to keep the normal summons, you need to hit the torrentials, you need to hit the bottomlesses. Anything that stops the normal summons, you just need to get rid of straight away. Book of Room, staple. Just the 1 soul charge. I'm just trying it with the 1. I know with scraps, usually if you have dead cards, especially back row, you can use a set here. Clear it with Scrap Dragon Synchros. I'm trying it just with the 1, and it seems to be working out pretty well. It's not really clogging, I'm not getting a too late game, so it seems to be working. Double Scrap Storm, I was running this at 3, but I've tried a different build for this week. It's again, it opens up the first and Scrap Twin play if you open up the Scrap and the Field spell, or even the Terraforming. But it's the +1 in hand as well, which is just really nice. Double Terraforming, just to get to the Scrap Factory quicker if I'm not opening it again. If it's dead in hand, I can just get rid of it with the Scrap Synchros. Move on to traps. Triple Feeder's Chain. I'm contemplating getting rid of it for the breakthrough skills, but I think Feeder's Chain is a bit too necessary in scraps. You say you can most of the back row or all the back row you can just pop if you don't need it. Plus, if you've got a dead chain, it's also nice to get rid of with scrap synchro, so it saves you from using up your monster slots as well, or other things you might need. Sponge compulsory, just seems standard, just gets rid of the problems. 2 D prisons. Much prefer this over Mirror Force. I like it's a lot harder to anticipate the D prison. A lot of people expect the Mirror Force. I think there's too many things in format currently which protects things from destruction. So you've got hair in blue jeans, I know we can protect with turtle, it just seems a bit more viable than Mirror Force. This is the tech I tried this week, the pinpoint guards. Reasoning behind the pinpoint guards would be if I got usually have the factory face up with nothing else. It's just nice to have it set and just fetch out the scrap beast of the goblin, and then once the battle phase is ended, you can get a free chimera from the graveyards, and you can also get a free special from deck if you need to. I think it's a pretty nice tech. It's pretty interesting, pretty fun to use. One torrential, much prefer this over Dark Ball. Torrential's just too good for scrap, especially with the scrap factory as well. You're feeling overburdened by your opponents. I know there's stuff that protects things from protection, destruction a lot. This kicks off scraps too well for the field card. Bottomless, self-explanatory, and Solemn Warning, again, explanatory. Quantum Extra, Abyss Dweller, hits a lot of decks, hits blue jeans, hits mermails, just good all around rank 4. Maestroke, I'm not seeing too much play for Maestroke lately. I think I'd have dropped it maybe in the second half, but we'll see how things go. Just a nice little panic card if you want to just stall the opponent out. Exciton, again, just too good right now not to have in the extra deck. Diamond Direwolf, really useful, a lot more useful than I originally thought. You can actually target your own scrap monsters as well, and again, if you've got the factory on field, it just kicks it off even better. Black Ship Acorn, it's really good for dealing with the can't be destroyed, so it's really good for dealing with the Honor Arc, the Zen mains, the Dweller, the Maestro, anything that's a bit of a problem, it's just good to get rid of. Honor Arc, I'd say, just pretty much staple if you can make rank 4s. Probably going to bump this to 2 for the next week. Queen Dragon Gym. It's my own little personal tech. I've seen a few other scrap decks run it as well. It's really nifty. It's a good way of fetching out the scrap dragons, because of course when they get destroyed by your opponent they kick off the effects in the graveyard. And it's also good to get the Redox back and make the Star Eater if you've got the scrap beast in your hand. Stardust, just pretty good generic level 8 to make. And we go with Scrap Dragon, because the only downside with Chimera is you have to make a Scrap Tuner, Scrap Synchro even. So I think Scrap Dragon at 3, you pretty much sorted for your targets with it. Crimson Blader, just a really good generic level 8. It's good for especially with light swans picking up. It stops the JD plays, it stops the usual plays, it stops the dragon rulers, hits mermails, hit the erratic rulers, they can't get rid of it as well. Scrap Twin, probably the best synchro that they have. In the sense that it doesn't destroy, it just compulses back the hand. It's a nice field clear because it compulses 2. And then finally the Star Eater. With the redoxing deck, it's just a lot easier to make, especially just with the Scrap Beast. You can also do it with the Goblin and Scrap Dragon. And once it's in graveyard, you just got spare fodder for the redox when you don't want to manage your scraps.